the state of marketing technology today can be summed up in a single word: overwhelming. And perhaps even worse and more challenging, it's constantly changing, constantly evolving, proving very hard for companies to keep up and choose where to invest their valuable marketing dollars. At the same time, over the past couple of decades, we have identified a few trends that suggest that companies that strive to take advantage of the promise benefit in significant ways. The customer is king. This is likely something that you've heard many times before. It's a spin on the old phrase that the customer is always right. There have been academic papers going back on it for at least 2004, if not even earlier. Some of them published in tremendous publications like the Harvard Business Review and other academic journals. And at least since then, study after study has found that companies which offer a better customer experience make more money. It's pretty easy to understand why. They grow faster because their customers are more loyal and they're far more likely to recommend their friends and family. At this point, having been in this industry for over 20 years now, I don't think anyone really disagrees with this in principle. Everyone intuitively understands that happier customers spend more money. But in practice, it's a difficult question to answer as to what is the optimal investment with the largest return. And this is, a very complex area and topic that is going to vary across businesses and industries in challenging ways. Ultimately, however, in order to properly serve the customer, you need to have a positive customer experience across all the various touch points. On the chart here, we can see how having that positive experience from onboarding through retention and loyalty ultimately yields significantly more revenue throughout the life cycle, increasing your cross-selling opportunities by up to 25%, wallet share by 10%, and resulting in a higher satisfaction, 20 to 30%, which of course is much more likely to drive referrals. Marketing technology, the reason why we're here today, and what we found companies are struggling with, is critical to every one of these touch points and a lot more. But marketing technology is actually becoming less and less utilized over the past several years, primarily because companies have grown somewhat frustrated with the very tools that everyone knows can improve the customer experience and ultimately make them more money. Of course, this is precisely the opposite trend one would expect given the potential gains. But rather than taking advantage of the promise to increase their ROI, companies are actually cutting their budgets, addressing the wrong side of the equation for anyone interested in achieving sustained growth. The culprit, as you can see here from almost 70% of the respondents, is a combination of utilization of the platforms companies have deployed already and the credibility of folks advocating those platforms. In other words, companies aren't using the features they have right now. According to Gartner, this can result in a $4 million wasted spend for even a mid-size $250 million company. And those who have been championing these tools and promising the benefits have lost credibility as a result. At this point, you might be wondering how this could even be possible when everyone agrees there is so much to gain. The unique experience at each individual company is going to vary, but there are a few things that are probably true regardless of your company and your industry. First and foremost, implementing a personalization and automated customer journey strategy is difficult, especially if your business has complex customer touch points, a wide range of products or variants, diverse teams that service the customer, and multiple systems responsible for individual parts of the overall customer experience. Many companies, quite frankly, are missing some of the key data they need to automate key aspects of their engagement. And this is even assuming that these companies can get their systems to talk to one another seamlessly, and that they have the resources in marketing, IT, sales, service, and other departments to actually implement these strategies. Perhaps even more incredibly, the fracturing disparate systems challenge extends to having multiple systems that do the same thing within the same company. This leads to a substantial overlap in capabilities and causes even more potential wasteful spending. If you have more than one content management system, customer relationship management system, enterprise resource planning and accounting software, or email marketing platform, and according to this survey at least, more than 30 companies currently have 3 or more of these systems deployed, chances are your customer data is duplicated in more than one location, which of course makes it very hard to normalize and ultimately extract any meaningful information. This then results in additional challenges with your data, duplicative software licensing, and more than likely a lot of manual processes navigating between these systems that burn through valuable staff time. Ultimately, wherever your company is now, and whatever challenges that they've had in the past with this software, you need to find the sweet spot that is going to balance your investments with returns. As we mentioned, that unique sweet spot is going to be different from company to company, depending on a range of factors, but studies suggest that you should keep in mind the fact that the cost of not delivering on your customers' expectations is significantly higher than over-delivering. As you can see in this slide, you stand to lose 2 times as much value if you underinvest. This generally aligns with most of our anecdotal experience. I think everyone knows you might only have one chance to acquire a customer and one chance to keep them, and a single bad experience can cost you dearly, given the significant investment involved required to bring in new business and the significant loss in the total lifetime value of the customer if they do not remain loyal. Of course, changing these dynamics in your organization are not going to be easy. They're going to present challenges in and of themselves, but there are a few things you can do right now, regardless of your digital maturity or what industry you're in. In addition to looking to optimize your technology stack, take a more agile approach with your technology and your marketing campaigns, improve the partnership and collaboration between marketing and IT, and ensuring you have accurate reporting, focus on trying to identify and measure several key use cases in your organization. Begin with asking yourself basic questions like, what is the first step in my customer's online journey? Can my customers begin their relationship with us online in the first place? Once they do, how do I segment and nurture my current customers and my prospective customers? What's my cross-selling strategy? Is that available online? How is my customer service experience? Do I offer that online through social media and other channels? Ultimately, if you need help understanding your digital maturity level, we're going to send you a link to a unique calculator that helps you assess where you are now and guide you to improvements that could be made based on your unique organization.